Are you feeling frustrated with diets and exercise plans that leave you back at square one? Low energy, brain fog, your hormones are all over the place, or maybe you've been following someone on social media trying to implement their lifestyle plan only to come away feeling more discouraged. Listen, I get it. I've heard it all. I'm Vicky, registered holistic nutritionist with over 20 years of experience, and I'm here to help you cut through all that noise. On this show, we're taking a total approach to wellness with practical tips and expert advice. So, are you ready to boost your energy, your focus, and health? Let's dive in. Welcome back. This is episode 2 of Talk to Vicky, RHN, a total approach to wellness. So glad you're here to join us for this discussion. So I've been in this industry for 20 plus years, and I would say every 5 years I hear different trends. And this one is no different, and you may have heard this terminology as well. It's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and you may be wondering, what in the world is that? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today and explain to you and why you should be concerned about this diagnosis. So before I get into too much, let me just have this disclaimer. As a registered holistic nutritionist, my job is to promote personal wellness and is for educational purposes only. It's not intended to diagnose diseases or treatment. You must see a medical professional for a diagnosis or treatment. So, loving your liver to keep your brain happy, that's what I titled this discussion. And basically, we're going to deep dive into the liver. So for me, I feel like the liver is sort of that unsung hero. Beside your heart, your lungs, your brain, we don't hear a lot about the liver. And the liver works 24/7. And I like to call it the ultimate multitasker. So, what is non alcoholic fatty liver disease? So, basically, it's when the liver cells are being replaced with fat cells. So you asked me why you should be concerned with that. Well, the liver's responsibility, it's the ultimate multitasker, it's a filtration system of our body. It does 500 biological functions, including detoxing, energy, it creates bile, stores it in the gallbladder. Now, what if you don't have a gallbladder? So the liver hangs on to that bile and just sort of drips it as you consume fat. It's a hormone regulator, so the liver will make cholesterol, which makes all your other hormones, and it works with your diet. So, again, you ask, why should I be concerned for that? I haven't been diagnosed. Well, let me explain some symptoms, and maybe you struggle with some of these. So, that roller coaster weight loss ride, you lose 5 pounds, you gain three, you lose two, you gain four, but you never seem to be able to get to that continual downward spiral of losing weight. Those ongoing nasty food cravings or overindulging, like you never feel satisfied. And, you'll come home, have a big meal or a dinner, even it doesn't even have to be a big meal. And then half an hour later, you're looking in the fridge, you're looking in the cupboard. What else can I eat? Because you just don't feel satisfied. Fluctuating hormones like PMS or menopause, or even sometimes anger. Anger can create these hormones. Fuzzy thinking, not being clear in your thought patterns, gas and bloating. Has this ever happened to you? You're at a restaurant with friends having a great time. Then all of a sudden your stomach starts to make these gurgling sounds, or it really hurts, or you bloat up like a balloon and you have to run to the washroom just to relieve yourself. It's uncomfortable, it's embarrassing, and it's not normal. Something's going on, and this is the way your body talks to you. No energy. You come home, plop yourself on the couch, you're exhausted. What do? You click on Netflix and you binge watch something, or you go on your phone and you scroll, scroll, scroll. Next thing you know, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night. What have you done? Nothing. You're tired, exhausted. You go to bed, your eyes are wide open. You can't fall asleep. Sleep deprivation. So, either you can't fall asleep or you wake up in the middle of the night. So between 1 and 3, that's when your liver is doing a lot of its house cleaning. And I'll get into that more in a moment. And that feeling of overwhelm, do you ever get that? The kids have soccer practice or baseball practice. You want to go to your yoga class, or your partner has his program that he wants to go. You have to make lunches for the kids. You have to make your lunch. You have to get gas in the car to take the kids to wherever they're going. That feeling of overwhelm, and you just can't seem to get a handle on it. Now, I will say these symptoms don't necessarily mean it's the liver, but the liver is a great place to start. And as I mentioned earlier, it's the ultimate multitasker. It never takes a rest. It works 24/7 and it works the best when we're in that deep sleep. So they call it an endocrine gland and an exocrine gland. Endocrine meaning it works with your adrenals, works with your ovaries, your testes, it works with your pituitary gland, it works with your thymus, your thyroid. That's the endocrine side of it. The other side, the exocrine, it works with digestion. So it helps metabolize fat, carbohydrates. So, complex, refined carbohydrates, it will turn it into sugar for energy for yourself. It metabolizes proteins. The other thing it does, it balances hormones. So the liver makes cholesterol, which makes all the other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and it also eliminates toxins. So what are toxins? And this is really the key of what I want to discuss today. What are toxins? So toxins are anything we ingest, so anything we eat, anything we put on our skin, and anything we breathe. So let me start with what we breathe. 2 summers ago, there's a lot of forest fires. And what were we told? Stay in your house. Don't be outside breathing that air because it's toxic. But not only that, the cars, there's so much air pollution and it's toxic to our body. And the liver is that filtration system. It all gets filtered through the liver. Our skin. So our skin's the biggest organ. And what do we put on our skin? We put hand cream that has alcohol and chemicals in it or perfume. Perfume is the worst. If you put perfume on, stop. Please stop right now. That affects your endocrine system, that affects your adrenals, and again, it gets all filtered through the liver. The liver doesn't know what to do with it, and so it'll say, "Well, these chemicals, I'm just gonna store it in a fat cell, I'll deal with it later." Now, food, so anything that's coming in a can, a box, or a bag has some kind of chemical in it. And again, the liver doesn't know what to do with it, those chemical components of and, it's not even food. I call it non-food food items. But basically, terminology now is ultra-processed foods. Because basically, those chemicals that are in that can, bag, or box are in there to make that item look just as pristine, sitting on the shelf, been sitting on the shelf for 2 years, just as pristine as when it came off that conveyor belt 2 years prior. So again, the liver doesn't know what to do with it, stores it in the fat cell and says, "Okay, I will deal with it later." And again, later never comes. So I like to say to my clients, give your liver a long weekend. We have all these holidays coming up and we will clean our house top to bottom. We'll clean our yard. We'll put our patio furniture away, rake up the leaves, rake up the grass, shovel the snow, and we'll even clean up our cars, our trucks, our vehicles. But we never give a chance for our body to do its own cleanup. So give your liver a long weekend. Give it a chance to take those fat cells and eliminate those toxins because it's so busy breaking down fats, carbohydrates, and proteins, balancing hormones, it doesn't get a chance to eliminate toxins. So, one thing I will say is intermittent fasting. So, if dinner time for you is like 5, 6, 7 at night, then don't eat for another 12 hours. So, 7 in the morning, 8, 9, depending when you stopped eating the night before. Give your body a rest, and that way the liver is not just, digesting food, but it's giving it a chance to digest that food, and then it goes on to the next task, balancing hormones and eliminating toxins when you're in that deep sleep. And what do we do? Like I was saying about sleep deprivation, what do we do? We have trouble falling asleep or we wake up in the middle of the night, 1 to 3. Now, there's 2 reasons why we wake up in the middle of the night. One is our blood sugar can drop, and the other is because we're stressed, the adrenals are acting up. And so when we wake up, the liver stops doing its job. Did you know when you're in that deep sleep, that's when the brain does its purging and it eliminates unwanted proteins. Again, the liver being the filter system, that ultimate multitasker, it works with the brain to get rid of those unwanted proteins. But if the liver is backlogged in trying to break down foods like proteins, fats, and carbs and balancing hormones, it's doing a poor job eliminating. And so the brain gets backlogged, the liver gets backlogged. And that's why we have brain fog. And so give your liver a long weekend. People that will say to me, well, I drink lemon water, dandelion, milk thistle, artichoke. I've done various cleanses or detox over the years. Those are wonderful and they are great. And I highly recommend you continue doing that. But what I hear from my clients or my customers, they kind of do a one and done and they think, okay, and they go back to their old habits and it was kind of pointless to do these cleanses. I mean, the liver needs support 12 months of the year, and we need to be giving it that ongoing support. And that's why I mentioned intermittent fasting. You know, give your liver a break, stop eating, dinner time. I used to have this thing, the poster, kitchen is closed, like 6, 7 o'clock, kitchen is closed. Give your liver a chance to do these cleanups. And so we will do these practices, the dandelion milk thistle, which is wonderful. So keep that up. Some other tips to help you support your liver: cruciferous vegetables. So that's your broccoli, your cauliflower, your kale, cabbage. There's a component in there, it's called sulforaphane, and what that does, it helps the liver make glutathione, and what glutathione, it's an antioxidant, which does support the liver to eliminate those toxins. Another trend that's been going on right now, it's called berberine. Berberine helps the body's cholesterol and blood sugar level. So if you've been diagnosed with non-alcoholic fatty liver, that's what you need to be watching is your cholesterol, your triglycerides more so than your LDL, and you need to watch your blood sugar, your glucose, and your A1C because they kind of work hand in hand for those fat deposits. And elimination diet. So definitely the sugar, you got to get off the sugar. It's really important. And so people say, well, I don't eat much sugar, but when you really dissect what they're eating in a day, yeah, they're having a lot of sugar and they don't chalk it up as, oh, I'm having that much sugar. What I say to my clients, what I say to my customers, what I want to say to you is supporting your liver. First of all, if you have any of these symptoms that I mentioned, then start with your liver. And I want to say twice a year is ideal. And I say from summer to fall because our diet changes so much from eating like raw foods and, we might indulge in ice cream and that kind of thing, those sort of sugary treats. And then we go into the fall and we're eating a lot of heavy cooked food. So we need to give our digestion a rest as we transition. And then from winter to spring, those are the two ideal times to be doing any sort of supporting the liver or cleansing or purging, detoxing, whatever you want to call it. Again, because we're going from the winter, so a lot of heavy cooked foods to raw foods. Now you might think, oh, raw foods are great. But no, they're hard for the body to break down. As we mentioned, the broccoli and the cauliflower. Some people say, oh, that gives me gas because they're hard to break down. So you want to steam them or cook them a little bit, and then you'll find that to break them down will be a lot easier. One of the things I do with my clients, and one of the things I want to offer you today, it's called Loving Your Liver to Keep Your Brain Happy program. It's a 7-day program. Within that 7 days is you're going to help the digestion for sure, eliminate the indigestion. You're going to get better sleep for sure, improve the brain health, no more nasty sugar cravings or that overindulgent. Now, did you know when you fly off the handle, your anger, that all stems back to the liver? Proper elimination. And as a side effect, you might even experience weight loss because the liver is able to get into those fat cells, eliminate those toxins or heavy metals, whatever it might be. And with my 7-day program, basically it's a pre work program. So it's getting you ready for the 7 days. So it's not just like one and done. It's all the pre work prior to the 7 days. And then after the 7 days, there's post support as well. So to keep you on the right track so that you're not just doing this little program and then you go back to your old lifestyle habits, but it's to help you recognize what are those triggers that, whether it's an emotional trigger or a stress trigger, like I said, you work hard all day, you come home, you sit on the couch, you're exhausted, you open the fridge, you open the cupboard, and you just mindlessly eat and you have no recollection of, what you've consumed and you feel like crap the next day because you're either gas or bloating or headaches, your skin breaks out. So I can teach you how to clean up your diet. What affects you? Listen to your body, listen to what it's saying. And all these symptoms is your body talking to you. And nobody else is going to do it for you unless you do it yourself. And I'm here to support you with that. So I have a program you're going to see in the notes below. You can click on the Loving Your Liver to Keep Your Brain Happy program. Click on that, and all the details are there to help you to get started, to make those transition as we're transitioning from summer to fall or fall to winter, winter to spring. And this is what I find too. Like people will get on a program and they'll be so excited, then the seasons change. Summer, we're so active. Spring, we're so happy and, we're more outdoors and active. And then winter hits and we have a hard time getting motivated. So I present to you is keeping active for all 4 seasons, not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, but intentionally being active and eating intentionally as well. So cleaning up the diet, as I mentioned, and then turning off or minimizing those electronic stimulation because it's a time waster. It's an energy sucker, sucks out a lot of your energy. And yeah, so if you could be doing other things besides listening to podcasts, and then breath work. So, breath work is so important because it brings your heart rate down, it brings your blood pressure down, it relaxes you, and also helps you to have a good night's sleep. So, check my show notes for the link to Loving Your Liver to Keep Your Brain Happy program. The program is set up for you to succeed, and it can be done any time of the year. It can be done, like I said, summer to fall, winter to spring, or you can do it 4 times a year. You can do it even as a weight loss program. You have a special event coming up and you want to fit in that outfit. And you could even do it that way just to, fine tune. Like if you're getting those symptoms again, then I highly suggest you get back on track with my 7-day healthy program, Loving Your Liver to Keep Your Brain Happy. So I am so happy to be part of your community. I'm so happy you're a part of this. And I hope this information is helpful for you. So, my best advice to you is look after your liver, most important organ. It's the only organ that will regenerate itself. So if you've been diagnosed with fatty liver, you can turn that around in 4, 6, 7 months if you just follow my program. And lots of details there as well. So click my link below and let's see how we can help you with that. So thank you so much for being a part of this community again and loving your liver to keep your brain happy. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thanks for listening. If you found value in today's episode, hit that follow button and share it with a friend who could use this message. Your support means the world to me. and helps us reach more women ready to transform their lives. Want more tools to support your journey? Check the episode notes for all the details. See you next time.